Hi guys! I wanted to do a series of videos on safety and tips and tricks for hikers. And I'm going to start with a trip plan that I use in the backcountry for both backpacking trips and for day hikes. This trip plan offers vital information about me, about my gear, and about my plan that I leave in the event that I have to be rescued so that it's easier to find me. I'm going to put links to the trip plan down below, and I'm also going to show you on the computer how I fill it out. It's super easy, but I want you guys to see that this is something that you can do for any type of hike, a day hike in a state park even, that will help you be safer in the event that you need to be rescued. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is go to teambussard.org. Type that in, pull up their homepage. This is a great website for resources for any kind of adventure rescue or adventure safety. For now, though, we are going to go to the safety tab here in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that, and it takes us to the resources page, which obviously has great resource information. The very first thing on here is the trip plan. We want to click on that. That's what we're doing today. And then they're going to want us to download it. So it pops it right up. I'm in Microsoft Edge. I believe Chrome works a little different. It doesn't right away pull up the editing tab here that you see. I'm not really sure. I'm not really familiar with Chrome in this situation, so it might work a little bit different. Of course, you can print this off right away and just write everything out. You don't have to type everything in, but I have horrible handwriting, so I just feel like it's easier in the event that I'm going to need rescuing for someone to look at this information and read it if I type it out. So it's pretty self-explanatory. The logo is a basic search and rescue logo. It's not affiliated with one particular team. Down at the bottom, it does have the website here, and it has the directions here on how to fill it out. But what we do is go to our editing tab, and we bring down the text box, and we put our information in here. We can click off text box and click on highlighting. I'm pretty average. You can draw and say I'm a female. You can do whatever you want to do. The bottom line is you want to have all of your information as easily legible on here as possible so that they know what they're dealing with. The best thing about this outside of the itinerary is the equipment list. I think it's great that they allow you to put in here anything that you have with you so that they know your situation going into a rescue. They know that you have water, or I just realized this doesn't have a water filter on here. That might be a great thing to put in here to others. But they know that you have fire starters so that, you know, in the event that you are out a night or two before they can get to you, you're hopefully going to be able to start a fire. They know you have extra clothes. They know what color your tent is. They know how much food you have. This is vital. All of this is vital information. And then, of course, you've got your make and model of your car, your return date location, your start date location, and your itinerary. Monday, I start here at this trailhead and I hike until campsite, blah, 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 that kind of information. And then down here at the bottom, I always put on here, if I don't return by 6 p.m., I'm usually out hours before that, but I always put 6 p.m. on here, unless I think it's going to be a little later. On Thursday, that's usually the end date of my backpacking trips. Then call 911 or a local agency number. And what I put here is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park Backcountry office number. I put that on here because I typically use these in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I could use them in the state parks and national forests here in Indiana, and I'm sure that there's going to be an opportunity for me to use them, and then I would put the Indiana DNR office number in there. But the point is that you have a local agency number on here for anyone to call if they feel that you're in a situation where you need to be rescued. Also, I skipped over it. I apologize, but it does say other people that can provide information. I always put my husband's name and cell phone number on here. I have a friend sometimes that will pick me up and shuttle me. I'll put her name and phone number in here as well, because she will know my trip plan. That way there is multiple phone numbers and multiple people on this document, so that if my husband were to worry, he knows he can go to the backcountry office, or he has my friend's phone number on there to contact her to see if she knows anything. And the same being for any rescue team that might find my car, which my document goes in. I'll explain that in a minute. But they will be able to see, oh, hey, here is her husband's name and phone number, and they can go from there. So I get all this filled out. I print this off. I print off several copies. The first copy stays with my husband here at the house, along with a permit for the campsites and shelters that I'm staying at in the Smoky Mountains, and a map, typically, that is highlighted the route that I'm going. That way, I know that sounds a little dumbing down the situation. Obviously, we share information. I also text my husband what I'm doing. But in the event that he feels that something has happened to me, his emotions and stress will be at an all-time high. If I have this document and the map, even though he knows where I'm at, and the permits, he doesn't have to think. All he has to do is look at those documents and provide information to any agencies that are needing to group, to get together to rescue me. So it seems a little dumbing down, or a little, oh, this is silly information, I can just text. You can text, and absolutely, I think you should text. But this document puts a very scary situation into focus for your loved ones, so that they have all that information. That's why I leave it with my husband on the kitchen table with those other documents. And then I give one to any hiking partners that I'm with. That way they can give it to their spouse or loved one, and they can let them know kind of where we're going to be, and what's going to happen. Of course, it's got all my information on there, but it's a start. And then I take a copy along with my permit, a copy of my permit, and I fold it up and I put it under the driver's side seat in my car before I leave, actually, so that in the event that my car is at a trailhead and they assume that that's my car, they can get into it and they can find that information, and boom, it's right there, if they can't get a hold of my husband or anybody else that might be mentioned on the trip plan. I believe that that's a universal search and rescue guideline. If you know more about that situation, please feel free to leave a comment and elaborate on that. But I'm almost certain that is a universal thing. I know I've seen that before. That's why I started doing this. That's why they have these trip plans, so that you can also put something in your vehicle. And if they find your vehicle at the trailhead, then they have better information to go off of. So that's what I do. I think that this is essential for anyone going on any amount of hiking. If you're going on a day trip to a state park that you've been to a bunch, that's one thing. That's fine. But if you're going somewhere where they're going to have to come in and rescue you if something goes wrong, this is just one of those essential tools that I think it takes 5 minutes to fill out, and it allows everyone to take a deep breath in the event that they need to find you and have all the information available to make that a successful and quick rescue. So that's my trip plan, guys. I hope you got lots of information out of this. I hope you got some tips and tricks for yourself to be a little safer on your next hike. I do plan on doing a playlist for these videos, and I'm thinking about doing one on bear safety, one on water crossing. Someone mentioned how to hang a bear bag. I don't typically do that outside of the bear cables, but that would be good practice for me to do a video on. If you have any suggestions, just drop me a line, let me know. I know a few of you already have, and I do have a list growing. So this is going to turn into a playlist. If you have any suggestions, I'm happy to hear them, and I'll try to do whatever you need to see me do. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.